Congratulations, guys.
Thanks, sir.
Leo, Ken Kreitzer, CamVets Media. Congratulations. Tell us about the last play on defense, the 4th and 2. How did you stop it?
Yeah, I mean, I think, is this thing working?
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of, you could tell it was going to be quarterback sneak, just try to, fire out. I know Kyle Lewis in the middle. I'm not honestly sure who's in. I know the con, but just had to fire out, stop him. I mean, this guy made a huge play on that 3rd down right before, in case anybody missed it, just to keep that guy short. And, I mean, couldn't ask for a better way to go out. Just had to make it interesting, I guess, at the end, but definitely a good way to win it.
Caleb?
Chris Ryan with iHeart. 2 questions. First off, on the strip sack, what happened there? If you could describe that, and as you just mentioned, the tackle in space, how did that set up the conclusion?
I mean, it was a crazy surreal moment. But we called a play where I blitzed off the edge, I kind of contained, and then our outside linebacker would come inside. I almost missed the defensive call, but I came and I hit the ball. They were showing on film that they were kind of loose with the ball when they were in the pocket. I hit the ball. It's almost kind of like I planned it the way it bounced in my hands. And I had to start a run, and I saw on the Jumbotron just a sea of gold jerseys behind me. And I kind of let off, but it was just a surreal moment. And then to go back to the 3rd down play, we were at a play where we were man on the back, whichever way he went. He was on my side to begin with, so I was man on the back. And then I almost got picked, but I was able to get underneath and then kind of wrap him up and make sure he didn't fall forward and get outside. So it was a great play.
Go ahead, Sal.
Caleb, I remember talking to you last week about you wanted to give your all for the seniors.
Absolutely.
And to go out, give them a win. Can you talk about that? You sure left it all out on the field today.
Yes, sir.
Talk about that.
You know, I love the seniors we had here. The group of guys that we had in the locker room leading us was just unbelievable. I mean, this was the leadership that they showed all year long was just something unmatched, and I hope I can do it once they leave. But to leave it out in the field for them just meant the world to me, and I just want to make sure I did that for them.
For both of you, Caleb, first, can you just describe the emotions of how frantic that final possession was as they're getting closer and closer to the 3rd down play, and kind of a unique situation there where
Yes, sir.
there's no timeout and you go into that final snap and maybe some of the panic and it all turned into jubilation?
Yeah, it was crazy because the drive before they kind of marched it down and something similar, but that final drive was just crazy. It was just something we had to knock them down, just make sure that time hit 0-0, and just that last possession leading up to the QB sneak where they fell short. It was just it was frantic, to be honest with you. Just to make sure they didn't get in was just our main objective, and it was a crazy last drive.
Yeah, I mean, we practice 1 minute every day in practice. So that's definitely a common thing that we do, and I think that was part of our bend, don't break mentality. They got all the way down there, but they didn't get it in. They couldn't, they had to be able to get it in, and we held up, so.
And a follow-up, if I could, this game has so much tradition. Obviously, it's the first time it's here. As best you can put into words, what's it like to be the last team out on the field singing Alma Mater?
It's always a great feeling, sir. I mean, it's always awesome to sing second. And then, I guess we've never been to Foxborough, but this was an amazing atmosphere, and we're glad we could sing second here.
Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Caleb and Leo, congratulations on a win, first of all. Secondly, you guys shut them down pretty much the whole game, and in the last 4 minutes, they drive down the field, touchdown, then you guys are able to come up with the goal line stop. Was the plan to go into more of a prevent, keep everything in front of you, or were they just making good plays and get some big completions?
Definitely a credit to them. I mean, that quarterback was definitely throwing around a little bit, and they were getting first downs when they needed to. Those last two drives. But yeah, we were kind of definitely playing a little more pass coverage at that point. Knew what they were kind of trying to get at, but they did a good job executing. So we just tried to slow them down as best possible. And we knew when we got in the red zone, that you can't throw it as far, obviously. So we kind of hold up a little more.
Right here.
Right here, Michael Farrell with Bird Sports Network. Question for both of you guys. As they kind of mentioned before, the history of being here in Foxborough, can you kind of talk about from the historical perspective, and can you talk about the defense impact today?
You're more of a history guy. But, no, I know Boston has a rich history with American history, and so obviously it's an honor, being two service academies to be able to represent the nation, represent America, especially obviously just like you said, a town rich in history. And so I know Boston's near the ocean, but I guess you could get an Army win over here. So.
And caveat off that, I mean, I think your second question was about the defense, sir, and then the impact they made today. It was just, it was black flag mentality all day long. I was saying out there on the field that we had the start we wanted to, but we hit mid stride right there against Air Force, and we picked up steam, and you saw that today.
Guys, the entire game day crew took Navy today. There's a lot of attention with Bill Belichick, his connection with Navy here. Was any of that kind of motivating for you? There was so much attention on them, and is it a little bit satisfying to win despite all of that?
I honestly didn't even know about that. I know Belichick has a rich history with Navy, and I know his dad coached there, I think. But I don't think we needed any extra motivation than we already had. So obviously it was just good to get the win for all these guys you've spent all this time with, and you've been through thick and thin with. So.
Go ahead.
Guys, Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. Was there contingency plans in place for a changing quarterback?
To be quite honest with you, we knew they were going to play maybe multiple guys. We knew they were going to start with our line, and then just the way we kind of bottled them up in the first two or three drives, and then number one came out. We knew it was going to be either or, so we kind of played for that all week.
You have one, Seth?
Guys, Leo, especially you. Last year it came down to a play at the end in overtime at the goal line. This year, same thing. The defense played pretty well all year, and this game was, I thought, pretty incredible. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it definitely would have been nice to have more of a stress-free game, but I think that just kind of speaks to the Army-Navy rivalry. They don't quit, we don't quit. So in the fourth quarter, they definitely, you could tell they turned it up a little bit, and our guys just kind of held on. And we when you want to talk about the fourth quarter of the season, just the way our guys had stepped up in these past 4 games, and I know it's the third, but it's been awesome. So I'm just so proud to be a part of this team and proud to be able to, say I was an Army football player.
Right here.
Caleb, the emotion is obviously so high for this game, and obviously it's the biggest game for you guys. How do you describe what the emotion is like from the start to the finish? Does it get to a point where it feels like a football game, or is it always something kind of bigger than that throughout the course of it?
Definitely the kind of last portion you said there. It always felt like there was something more at stake, but as the game progressed, you just realize you just got to do your 1/11th, and trust that your brother beside you's going to do his. So you just kind of boiled down to that.
John?
Thoughts about earning a chance to go to the White House and speak to the president?
Yeah, that doesn't get much better than that. So definitely a goal we had in mind for a long time. I know my freshman year we won the CIC during COVID though, so we couldn't go down to the White House. So no better way to end it off, right? And just go pass the torch to Caleb right here, and I know Bryson's back there, and it's their team in the future, and I'm just so happy to left it the way we did.
You have another one, Sal? And you, Ken?
Leo, just ask, you got off a good start with Max DiDomenico's interception. You had a bunch of key tackles, and maybe just speak to that, his play.
Oh, Max has been an awesome player for us ever since he got here. He's just always been a kind of an impact player, making big plays in big moments. And today was no different. And he's been consistent all season, one of the most consistent workers we have on our team. And obviously, that tends to come to fruition when you play big games. And he had a heck of a game.
Well, if I could ask, you had a tough stretch in the middle of the season, and then you won your last 4 games. You went out to Air Force, 17-point underdog, and you won 23-3. What did it take as far as senior leadership to keep the team focused?
I think that it is 100% just how hard you work, and as long as you remain consistent and believe in each other and this team and what we're doing. Obviously, like you said, we went through a tough stretch, but not for a moment did I doubt what we could do and what we could become. We did, and I'm just so proud to be a part of this.
Anyone else? One more.
Leo, I know you just kind of talked about the history of Boston and everything like that. Specifically, when it comes to Gillette, what was this environment and experience like, and maybe compared to Philly and Washington, FedEx, that sort of stuff?
Sure, yeah, it was definitely an incredible experience out there. Great weather, that was pretty nice. But yeah, I know I came up last week for a big media day, and they just welcomed us with open arms, rolled out the red carpet, and the way we had the hotel set up. It's just been an awesome experience, and I know Army Navy is just a big deal for us players, and so having the red carpet rolled out for you and just the way people treat you here is an incredible thing. And the atmosphere tonight was awesome. Obviously, the win like that just makes it that much better.
Thanks, everyone. Next players will be quarterback Bryson Daly and running back Kanye Udo.